all types of discrimination can go either way.
Either treating somebody preferentially or the opposite on the basis of something about them that is not of their choosing or of their making.
Not empathizing with other cultures and just being closed off completely by other cultures.
Treating somebody different based on something that's different about them. Not too specific being like race or anything, just anything that's different about them. You judging them based on that and then treating them differently. Nowadays, racism is taking advantage of things that benefit you in a system that oppresses somebody else.
Paying a certain preference to one race over another in an arbitrary fashion.
Passive racism, so a lot of, in terms of enrollment and admissions, the type of demographic they look for.
A lot of my friends actually have felt and have been victims of racism here at Marist.
Do I hear about it from students? A lot.
Financial aid, again, there's affirmative action, but again, that system is not as clear-cut as people think it is. That is a form of racism as well. Athletics, there's no question about it.
Pretty much between the white students and the minority students here on campus.
I don't think a lot of people realize that racism has so many different factors, and you may think you're not involved, but you are.
It doesn't sound to me like a instance of like police overreaching their what they're supposed to do, right? But that's not to say that police don't do that all the time.
Now, there are cases where people have compared the American police force reacting to somebody else with a weapon in this country and in other countries, where if somebody has a weapon and the police officers there, they shoot to disarm first, as opposed to shooting defensively to kill somebody.
The issues are very much related to the hype that's going on in the national media.
I know that the media likes to, as soon as something like that happens, they immediately pull up the person's criminal report. And their criminal history has, in my opinion, no impact on what happens in that moment.
Like the media covers more of whites against minorities. So it happens, it's just we don't see it.
There's a reason why there's this groundswell of anger and animosity.
If he was a fellow white person, I don't think that they would have shot to kill. But at the same time, they had a right to defend themselves.
Didn't make the sort of big news I thought it would in the region.
If they're shooting at the policeman, people shouldn't be rioting. People should be kind of honoring his life, but at the same time understanding that he made a mistake in shooting at police officers and not expecting to be shot back.
People should protest, just because that's one of the ways that your voice can be heard. And this country has a long history of suppressing those voices, especially African Americans, especially Hispanics, especially those who aren't white.
Black people can't set up a system that oppresses white people because we just don't have the power over here. Anyone can be discriminated against, white or black. It just depends on the environment and the context of it.